You are what you eat. Have you ever heard someone say that? But what if I told you it doesn't only apply to the kind of food you eat? It also applies to the habits you do and your information intake, which in turn affects how you think, how you act, how you feel on a day-to-day basis. So it's very important. In this video, I'll tell you about how what you consume affects you, what good and bad consumption are, and what you can do to improve the quality of what you consume. As I said before, consumption means a lot more than just consuming food. When I talk about consumption, I'll also talk about the consumption of information, the activities you do, who you hang around, and that sort of thing. Basically anything that you expose yourself to, anything that you're around, including your environment. So most people's consumption habits are very poor. So first of all, most people eat a lot of crap, the information that they consume is crap, and the habits that they partake in is crap. So first, what counts as poor things to consume? And now I've compiled a short list to illustrate this. First, we have junk food and snacks. Also, for example, candy and soda and that sort of thing. So why this is bad? Well, think about it like this. If your body's building blocks are shit, you can't expect to function at peak performance. You can't build a skyscraper out of mud. The building blocks are very important. After that, we have drugs of various sorts, such as alcohol, excluding psychedelics if used in the proper circumstances and for the proper reasons. And if you're wondering why I show myself partaking in shit consumption, is to show that I'm not perfect either. Nobody you listen to on YouTube, for example, is gonna be perfect at what they say. I'm trying to follow them just as much as everybody else. Back to topic. Next up, we have social media. Browsing Instagram, TikTok, and yes, YouTube, depending on what you browse. Because social media affects our beliefs. It directly affects how we think. Usually it makes us think we need to be a certain way in order to be happy and accepted. That we need to be rich, be in a successful relationship, have a lot of friends, and that sort of thing. Not to mention that we feel as though we need to look a certain way. Studies have shown that social media is especially bad towards women in terms of body image issues. Now, for example, we guys have a tendency to feel like we need to look like Jason Momoa in order to be accepted, which is frankly just ridiculous. There's a lot of pressure to look a certain way, but the fact is that our bodies are different. We might not even be able to physically look that way. But that's not the only issue we have with social media. It also screws our attention span. You may be thinking my video, for example, is a bit too long, even though it's probably just a few minutes. But it could be that I just talk a bit boringly. Because I don't, of course, talk like this. Hello guys, welcome to my new vlog. Today we'll be talking about the great color of blue. I think you get the point. So yes, social media destroys our attention spans. We constantly get a new hit of dopamine every time we see a new post. A funny meme or a video or something like that. Which is why I kinda have to keep this video entertaining somehow, and have to have short pauses. And have to change camera angles and that sort of thing. And next up, we have watching TV and the news. Yes, it's good to keep up to date with what's happening in the world, but oftentimes the news aren't positive. And this affects how we feel. Oftentimes, most of the news are just involving some new tragedy or something else like that. It could also be some of the latest celebrity news, which doesn't help you one bit. It won't help your life a single thing to learn that Kim Kardashian had some new type of drama. And the next point is related to this one. It's gossip. Yes, it's very tempting and entertaining, but again, it doesn't help you whatsoever to learn about the freshest new tea in your friend group, your work, or any other social circle. Don't focus on other people's lives, focus on yours. Next up, we have surrounding yourself with negative people. You might have heard the saying that you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with the most. That one very much applies. So for example, if you hang around 5 crack addicts, you'll very likely be the 6th. But also, if you hang around 5 millionaires, you'll most likely be the 6th. You start becoming like the people you surround yourself with. You start thinking like them and acting like them. And now there was the list. And the video ain't done yet. Now if you liked the video so far, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. And if you want more of this type of content, subscribe. And now, back to the video. To make positive consumption clearer, I've also compiled a list of those, albeit a slightly shorter one. Now first on the positive consumption, we have of course books. Now there are a wide range of books, the best in my opinion are non-fiction books. And next up we have educational media, such as watching podcasts, educational YouTube channels, or for example channels like mine. Now watching videos like this is oftentimes way more enjoyable and easy than reading a book. Yet in terms of educational value, they're roughly the same. Except of course, in a video, you can't exactly go to the same type of depth that you can in a book. Now it's important to mention that when you're consuming educational media, or reading books for that matter, it's important not to get stuck in mental masturbation. You have to take action on what you learn too. You have to apply it to your life. Otherwise, it doesn't really help much. And next on our list, somewhat unsurprisingly, is healthy food. Fruits and vegetables and whatnot. And as a general rule of thumb, the less ingredients something has, the better it is for your health. Next up, we have meditation, or self-reflection and contemplation. This includes working on your trauma, planning your future, or just seeking wisdom within yourself. Why this is something you consume, the thoughts you have are something you surround yourself with. It's something you technically consume. And last on our list is surrounding yourself with positive or successful people. Again, you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with the most. This is probably the easiest way to improve your life, because you'll automatically pick up the successful people's mindsets, habits and whatnot. And now, this doesn't have to be in person. For example, listening to YouTube videos or podcasts or something affects you. It's kind of like virtually hanging out with the people, because you pick up on their habits, mindsets, thinking patterns, and activities. And best of all, you don't need to do anything consciously. So that was the list, and before you run away, we still need to tackle how we can improve our consumption. Now you should be aware of what good and bad consumption are. So now, what can we do about our consumption? The easiest way is to limit your time on social media. Instead, you can use that time to watch educational media and to read books. But I do understand if you feel like you'll be missing out. In that case, I urge you to weigh the pros and the cons. Another thing you can change, but it will be harder, is to change your eating habits. Now I recommend changing your environment to help you eat better. Don't have snacks lying around the house. Now I know that's kinda ironic to say, but that's my advice. And the next thing you can change is to change who you hang around. And to meet the kind of people you wanna hang around, find groups of like-minded people. And if there aren't any in your area, create them. For example, on the Meetup app. And lastly, I advise you to be aware of the information you consume. For example, think about who you watch on YouTube, who you follow on Instagram or TikTok. Does it make you feel good and improve your life? Or does it keep you stuck and bring you down? And now that was all I wanted to say for today. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you like the content and want more, hit the subscribe button or comment what you'd like me to make a video of next. Or if you have any other questions. And that's all.